Hello, I'm making this video to review the week of January 6th to January 10th. For the most part, I just want to kind of talk and outline what were the emotional or psychological mistakes that and as well as technical, that I made this week. And uh, it's going to sound like, a lot of the stuff that I've mentioned in the past, which is frustrating. And for me, this is like a regression, right? It's my first red week in a few months. I think almost 3 months, and I feel like it's something where I I don't know. Like I just wasn't as focused. I wasn't as into my trading. I was just kind of trading just to trade. I was literally just showing up, trading, and that was it. Um, and it obviously shows in my P&L and in my performance. Look, to just show up and trade isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, you should treat it like a job, like a business, right? But it was just too nonchalant. It was it was just lazy and unfocused is really the only way to put it, or cocky. Another way I could say it like that. So I want to really break down, like, why is it that I acted like that this week? What led me to this? Was I just overconfident? Was I Yeah, because, like, I don't know. I was doing so well back in December, and it just seems like the moment we get the new year, this new trading month, I immediately fall apart, and I'm not as focused and not as um, cognizant of what I need to be doing, what constitutes successful trading. Um, so yeah, this first trade, I have this bottoms here that I get this pivot from. I know very well. Breakdown, retest here, and this would have been a decent short as we're touching it, like right here, with the stop above there. That would have been very nice. But I ended up not taking it because I was just a little hesitant. I didn't want to push too fast, and we come back and we retest it. And I know that when you get these very clean ones of these algos, it's probably best not to take it a lot of the time. And that's the mistake I made here. I should have waited a little longer, but I took it anyways, and we ended up retesting the teal right over here. Retest. I could have shorted there. Let me get rid of this here. Hi. Oh yeah, I can just go like this. Oh wow, how strange. Yeah, I could have just shorted here, you know. This would have been a little better. Or once we close back in and start rejecting the red algo, that would have been nice when we start having these rejections of the red. Um, so there were other opportunities there, but yeah, this missed by stop by like 2 ticks or something, right? Like, I got very lucky, and it ended up being a pretty big win. But the lesson for me here is just like, yeah, look, I'm trading in a way that I think this was probably my best trade of the week, which is it's not great. This would have been a great entry in hindsight, but we come back and we retest a little too quickly, and I'm kind of lost on where to be. Like, all right, like, where's a clear entry here? We retest here as resistance to teal algo short, and we retest again here, and I could have shorted, but the issue with all that is just like, I don't know. To me, it lacks the kind of solids. We don't really have a lot of structure on this day. It's like a cup, and then we form this very janky handle, and I guess that's the short there. But at least I was able to make something, make something of it. But anyways, on here Tuesday, this one I mean, it was a loss because of work, or break even. I mean, it was a tiny loss, pretty much break even. But it would have been a beautiful trade. I had this bottom algo here from this pivot and this pivot. Place it to the top teal. Don't really make anything of it. But if you put it to the top band and it fails in, we start resisting it, trade out. Uh, it would have been really nice to, yeah, I shorted right here once we had broken back in, stopped there. I would have kept my stop here since we never hit like 1.5R or anything. There was no reason to move my stop loss. but I ended up having to just move it to break even and got hit there because I had work in like 10 minutes. So, and then we had the nice move, but it is what it is. It would have been pretty clean. And then if I just extended this, like, yeah, there were a bunch of other false breakouts, like um, this area here, I could have shorted. This area here, I could have shorted as well. Stops above there. Um, so yeah, the I feel like part of it, I did do a lot of experimenting, and I feel like part of it was just like FOMO based because my strategy, it's not the coolest thing in the world, and it doesn't give me like the most setups or uh, the most perfect entries and things like that all the time, like I see some people doing. So for me, it's like, wow, I mean, how can I kind of be like those guys? And I know that's not always what you have to, I know that's not the way, right? I kind of have to cultivate a form for myself, a way of doing this for myself. So I'm kind of like, I just keep on coming back to this realization that, like, look, you have to stick with what you know. And I know that for sure, which is that I have cultivated something legit. I know that for a fact. And I know that I can make money with the system. I know I have an edge with this. So that's number one. Number two is that every time you kind of chase these other things, these other shiny objects, these other ways that people are trading, you're hurting yourself. And you're just making this take longer than it has to. And that's that's the issue. That's what I have to fix with my work here. So, look, it's fine to be like kind of curious. I mean, this is all just me talking to myself, right? I don't expect people to be like even listening to this, really. This is just a way for me to kind of express myself and kind of reiterate what I feel and think in my head and put it into spoken word. Um, but it's like, yeah, man, you don't have to be like those guys. You don't have to be chasing this and that. It's like, I know that I have something at home with myself here that works. Sure, there's things that I think I can tweak. Absolutely, things that I can tweak or maybe add little by little. But I don't need to be reinventing myself to be profitable, right? There's so many other ways that I can improve my trading than just copying someone else's system. And an example of that is this entry right here, um, with how this. I've been noticing these more. We get these channels and we never even retest. The strongest ones don't even retest. This just comes right in. We have a full bar close, and then you can short. And there's always this kind of wick here. Full bar close, stop above there. Beautiful short entry. So I'm thinking, like, there's other ways that I can end it here. This would have been great, but with my normal system, I can't take this technically, and that's fine. You don't have to take everything. But yeah, this is an example of kind of the issues that I was talking about this week. This trade, like, we just have this super strong spike right up to this level, and like I don't even blink. I just, okay, like, oh, let's go short, blah blah blah. That's it. Like, that's stupid. That's mindless trading. And it's just crazy to me, like, why did I do that? Like, I look in hindsight and I'm just thinking to myself, like, that's so stupid, man. How could you have done that? How could you have made that mistake? Um, yeah. So I don't know. I'm like, all right, like what made me do this? It was just a lack of patience, a lack of structure in being disciplined with myself. Um, I also feel like it was me just being like bored, wanting to kind of take something on, you know. Um, yeah, it was just stupid. Like, this trade doesn't make sense to me. It's a huge spike. Yes, we retest it, but there's literally no structure for shorts. There's no liquidity to be grabbed. There's nothing there. It doesn't even trade back in. It's just, to me, it's very simple. It's just like an impulsive board trade. Like it's just something that I'm like, oh, all right, let's see what happens. Um, yeah, it's just a board trade, right? That's pretty much it. Um, so when I look at this, I don't know. I don't see myself trading. I feel like I see someone else trading, right? Someone who hasn't done the work that I have, or the 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 study and review that I have, and it feels like I deserve to treat myself better, right? I deserve to approach this in a way that I'm so much more professional, and not acting like that. Um, so yeah, I really don't like it. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Um, but it is what it is for here. I have to. I guess that's just that. And on the next trade, we trade back in, and there's a short opportunity there that I think is more legitimate. However, the stop needs to be above here, where I outlined this head. Um, my stop was here. I just barely got stopped out, I think, by like just a few ticks, and it ended up going to target. So bad execution, good plan, right idea. But look, I mean, this is tough. Like, we come here, we break down, we retest the teal again, but then there's this red you have to worry about. It's not until we actually break into red and we have this wick rejection of red, and you can short here. That would make sense to me. Stop there. Or I think you just barely get 2R or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's those sorts of things that just make trading difficult, right? But it's this nuance here that will turn you from a loser into a winner. A losing trade into a winning trade. But yeah. Friday, super messy day. Not even something that I can claim that is part of my edge or something actionable with my trading. Honestly, it's just like a what the heck am I doing kind of trade. Um, like, yeah, I have those two bottom pivots here. This one, as well as this one. Place it to the top. And here's an example again of it just running. You have this wick at the algo, and we have like good structure here, I guess, to the upside. And it just closes above, and that's all it needs, and it just runs. You have a beautiful trade. And I try and anti-algo this again, just like standing in front of a flying train or whatever. Really, the best short would have been something like, I don't know, one of these out, waiting for something like this, right, with a little bit better structure. But I didn't have the patience for that, so I just shorted there, and we ended up getting the same. And this algo I don't even draw. I'm not even going to use this in the future. Like, I don't know why I'm using it today. We still get that close above and continuation for a long, which was very nice. So look, nasty week. Not the worst thing ever, but I know I can do better. I need to hold myself to a higher standard than that for sure. So that's what it is moving forward. It's about being on my game, being on my best behavior, and just doing the best I can to trade in a way that's a representation of the work and effort and the intelligence that I have. I feel like I need more confidence. Like, I feel like I lack the confidence, the belief that it's like, yeah, I can do this. Like, I can be legit, like let's do it. Come on. I feel like I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. You know? Like, I don't know. I need that back. I need that like love and craziness for trading back, and I just feel like I lost it this week. Like, I had it like, 2 weeks ago. But that past week, I mean, it was just like a really nasty period of downturn for me. Like, and it wasn't for any other. I don't think it was because of market conditions or some change with my system. I think it was just me not really being as focused and aware of myself as I should be. So yeah, that's what it is moving forward. 2025 is coming in, make some good money from trading. Let's do it. Yeah, I just need to I need to do the things that I need to do. And that includes uh, uh, taking better care of myself inside and out of the charts, and being more at peace with my system and with my day-to-day life. And that also means trusting myself and trusting my system better. And I think that's my next step to profitability. Anyways, cheers.